Good day, everybody. This is Vic from V-Drive bringing it to you 2026 Buick Enclave Avenir and 2026 GMC Acadia Denali Ultimate. Now, some of you are wondering, why I'm pitting two similar vehicles against each other, because at the end of the day, both of these vehicles are made by the General Motors, the big General Motors in North America, and what's the point of comparing these? You know what, even though they are exact same features and pretty much similar price, this one being at right around that $80,000 Canadian, and this one being at $79,500 Canadian, they are very minute differences, and there are still people who will choose this one over this or the vice versa, because this is more of a luxury cruiser and has been known for the quietness and the first choice for a lot of people who want a 7-seater but don't want to go a full-size SUV. And this one is known for people who want a little bit of a rugged, the boxy, and a little bit of a personality look, in my opinion there. So let's just find out, what do you exactly get in these two vehicles, and are there any small differences at all? Just so you know, they're very minute, and we'll just get right into that. First of all, this vehicle is in the nice beautiful color. It's called Downpour Metallic. Nice blue color, and that's the first year that GMC has launched the Denali Ultimate, the variant of this specific one. So you get this Vader chrome grille, which is fully blacked out badging, and you have a lot of gloss black underneath right here too. Comes down right here is your radar. Right here is your camera, which is part of your 360, and behind this grille, you have your aero shutters that open and close based on the temperature outside. You have the nice indentation right here, which you won't be able to see with the snow, but it gives you a nice boxy and rugged look there. And in my personal opinion, this is more masculine than that one there. But again, we're not going to go into that part of the conversation. But in the Buick Enclave, you have this the logo right here. You have your daytime running lights right there, and that is your nighttime lamps. And of course, you have a lot of blacked out gloss black with the white chrome in between there. And you have a similar idea with the gloss black, just like the Acadia Denali Ultimate. And behind the grille, you also have the aero shutters that are just pushed behind a slightly bit more. These lights, however, these ones takes my heart personally. And if I'll have to choose something, this will be my personal choice. Now, coming down, before we go to the side profile of the vehicle, you have a pretty much similar looking key right here. Look at this. And if I do not flip these two keys, you won't be able to tell which one is which, because one has GMC, other one has a Buick sign right there. So, pretty much similar, the body but again, small differences in size. But let's just come to the side of the GMC Acadia Denali. Everything is blue, bottom is gloss black. It'd be nice if the roof is blacked out in this one. On the side profile, you have a lot of chrome right there. It'd be pretty cool if GM would actually cut their BS and actually put blacked out chrome or a Vader chrome all around there. I mean, why would you put blacked out grille at the front and don't put blacked out, moldings on the side and, everything around the door here? But that's okay. It's what it is. Keyless entry, front and back door there. And for your wheels, you get these 22 inches nickel aluminum brushed rims right there. And the tire size is 275 45 R22s. These are Continentals. Now, coming to the Buick side, it's kind of expected because you see the chromed up grille at the front. You will see chrome on the side right there, so everything is very proportionate there. And these wheels are your 22s as well, with the same tire size just as the Acadia Denali. Right? The best portion about these two vehicles is the front glass, the windshield, both of these, and your front windows on both of these are acoustic. So just so you know, the replacement on these couple of these parts are going to be expensive. It's a laminated glass to provide you a better, noise cancellation and active noise cancellation overall if you're driving down the road right there. Now, coming to the back of the vehicle here. This, by the way, I forgot to mention, this color is called Iridescent. Man, I can't even say that name. You know what? I'm going to take you to the window sticker so you can read it by yourself. It's right here, actually. How do you say this? Iridescent. Man, we can't even see it there. Yeah, whatever that white tricode is, that's what it's called. Now, coming to the back of the Buick Enclave, you have a lot of nice definition. You have this beautiful looking lights right there. You have a Buick sign right here that turns on at nighttime. That's your light that goes all across. Buick and Enclave sign with all-wheel drive, which is all, in chromed up, dual set of exhaust. You have the towing package right here too, if you'll take this plastic cover off, and behind that is your hitch. Both of these vehicles can tow up to 5,000 pounds, which is pretty cool. And you have your wiper, which is fully exposed, and you have this rear camera mirror with the washer, and you have a 360 camera with the washer as well, which is currently freezing because it's minus 16 pushing in our city right now. And coming to the Denali Ultimate, this is what you get. Instead of having a clean blade that goes all across, you have the gloss black portion right here with the Denali badging. And of course you have two separate lights for your tail lamps there. Instead of having just one single outlet on each side, you have dual exhaust on one side and dual on the other side. You have the quad exhaust. It gives you a nice definition. And the best thing I love about this one is color, gloss. Nice proportion of everything. All right guys, under the hood, both of these vehicles are equipped with 2.5 turbocharged engine, which is going to give you 328 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. And both of these vehicles are equipped with 8-speed transmission. So instead of having the 3.6 V6, which was paired to 9-speed, which was the old school version of both of these vehicles, now they have the turbocharged engine, more power and torque. They both equipped with the 82 liters of fuel tank capacity there, and the combined fuel economy on both of these vehicles is going to be pretty much similar, which is 20 miles per gallon or 11.2 liters per 100 kilometers for my Canadian friends, and that's combined, right? So of course, with the variance of how you drive it and how many people are you going to be hauling and how much of a weight you're towing. But the whole idea is they both have the exact same powertrain and the pretty much similar looking weight as well. This is a slightly bit heavier there. And the Chevy Traverse, which is their another equivalent in the Chevy version, that has the exact same engine as well. The engine is pretty new. We still have about a year and a half with these two engines there. So we'll just find out, how these vehicles will be handling in next few years in terms of the complaints and all that stuff. So far, I haven't had any of the people really complaining about the engine or the transmission. But there is one big issue what I have heard from people is they really miss the V6 engine, because it doesn't matter if it has more power or torque, the engine screams more to get more power than the V6. All right, let's just go inside the vehicle right now for the Buick Enclave. Inside this, you get these embodied seats with the white stitchings and the white piping there. You have the Avenir sign right there. These seats are heated, cooling, and will massage you. You have the Performance Series Bose speakers, which is 16 speakers, memory seats, real wood right here, aluminum plating, all that stuff. Look at this, leather wrapped. The only cheap portion on this door is actually the bottom portion, which is fully plastic there. And of course, the grill on this on the speaker is fully plastic too. Imagine having aluminum plating. That'd be pretty sick in my opinion there. When you jump inside, this is how everything looks like. You have the Buick, upgraded Buick sign, fully rounded steering wheel, Super Cruise, hands-free drive, paddle shifters. This is how you shift your transmission here. You have your heads-up display there too, and you have a rear camera mirror. And if you need to wash that baby, all you need to do is do this. Looks like, oh, there you go. Of course, you also have the power moving and telescoping and tilt steering wheel here too, right? You have this big touchscreen, which is, quite of a real estate here. You have the auto parking there. You have ambient lighting inside. You can change all these different colors if you like to. And of course, you have a 360 camera. And I have one big complaint from GM, General Motors there. When you change a screen on a Buick Enclave, why the heck would you put just a little bit of a screen right there to show cameras? I mean, that won't really do much, for a person like me who's really relying on cameras there. And if you will press this button right here on the steering wheel, you can also throw your maps right on that screen. And if you're like Vic, I absolutely hate Google Maps there. You can also connect your Apple phone. You still have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can throw your Apple Maps there too, which is going to be pretty handy. And you do have inbuilt Google hands-free as well. So right now the temperature is all the way high and you can do this. Hey Google, drop temperature to 25 degrees.
Sure, changing the temperature to 25 degrees.
There you go. Right, so Acadia can also do the same thing. You have a full panoramic roof, just a regular roof right here. You have these little mics right here to help you with the noise cancellation. And of course, vanity mirror with the light and everything. Place to put your glasses on, and your emergency lights are right here. And of course, buttons for your sunroof. Now, both of these vehicles would not have a proper button to open up your garage door. In this one, you'll have that door in the settings right here. You'll actually have to go to the settings right here, and you will see universal remotes. You can add up to 8 of them if you like to. And even for your lights right there, you don't have a physical knob. You'll have to rely on this button right here on the screen. So I just really hope and pray wherever you live, and if you get this car, if it's not too cold, screen, do not give up on you. Otherwise, you'll have a hard time. But what I'm saying is just keep it an auto maybe. Right, so I'm just going to adjust my seat the way I like to sit and drive, so I can show it to you what kind of space we are getting in this vehicle. Right, and here it is. Let's just go to the back now. Now, coming to the back right here, of course, you have the bucket seats. When you go to the higher trims, you only get the bucket seats right here. I can move my seat slightly bit forward, and this is how much of a space I am getting, right? My knees are not really touching, but I can recline my seat slightly bit if I like to. These both seats are heated. You have USB-C ports right underneath, 120 right there. All weather mats are there. And I'll try to go to the back of the seat here. Understand, I'm 6'2", 6'2", behind 6'2". There won't be much space. So if in your family, if the father or mother is tall and the second row put a mid-child and the third row put the smallest child, because that would be the best configuration. Again, the example I'm going to show it to you, it's not going to be the best for either or vehicles there, but this is how it's going to be right here. I can't really fit at the back. This is how I'll have to sit. I do have the air vents right here. Cup holders are here. USB-C is there on both the sides. But if there is a kid sitting at the back, they'll be able to sit comfortably, no problem. And if the kids are sitting on each side there, what they can also do, there is a button right here. They can press this button to move the seat forward, which is pretty neat. And if they need to exit now, they can exit out of this area here. So just to give you guys an idea here, and you can move the seat back too. Voila! Now let's just take a look at the Acadia Denali Ultimate's interior. All right, here we are in the Acadia Denali Ultimate interior, and this one you have this woodland mahogany interior that looks really, really rich for the same amount of money that you're spending. You have the Ultimate badge right here with the Denali map coordinates, right? Nice white stitching and piping. This is all hand built. And of course, just like your Enclave Avenir, you also have the Bose Performance Series speakers, 16 speakers, real wood right here. You know, all the leather wrapped, and the bottom portion is of course which is fully plastic there. And when you come inside, this is how everything feels like. I'm going to quickly turn on the sunroof here. For the upholstery here, you get this suede, you know, which is pretty cool. So that's going to be really, really rich. You have the rear camera mirror, heads-up display, and the screen setup in these two vehicles are going to be slightly bit different. You have a big touchscreen in the middle right here. And remember, I was showing you the camera. You have a little bit of a bigger screen, in my opinion, in this specific one, and I feel like it's easy to operate, and the overall setup in the Acadia Denali is actually a lot better, in my opinion. You have the real wood all around the dash right there, leather on top of the dash, and of course you have the two vents on the side right there, and you have the real wood right in the middle as well. So I don't know if you're more into that rich smell of leather and wood, this one will be a better choice in my opinion. There you still have the cup holders and of course a little bit of a space in the middle right there too, right, which is pretty cool in my opinion, where there is an overhang on the Buick Enclave there. And space wise, it's going to be exact same thing, but I'm going to test it out anyways. I'm just going to move my seat the way I like to sit, or my position to drive, and let's just go to the back of the vehicle now. Here it is. Same idea. Second row is going to be heated, USB-C ports, 110. I can recline these seats slightly bit. So I won't really have to go to the third row seating to show it to you what kind of space it is, because it's going to be the exact same thing. Now, some of you are wondering, you know what? I don't really care about these two vehicles comparison. I think they're exactly the same, and I want to know how's the comparison of GMC Acadia versus a Toyota Highlander, because that's one of the big competitors there too. There is a link of the video attached towards the end of the video. Make sure you check it out. You'll be able to get a better insight on that. Now, let's just check how the rear trunk space is on these two vehicles. Both of these vehicles get a hands-free auto-sense liftgate instead of having to kick underneath the back of the bumper there. If you have the keys in your hand and if it's activated from the screen, which it is not right now, you come to the back and the vehicle just senses that and it opens up the trunk there, right? Underneath here, you get plenty of space. You can throw your kids in it. I'm just kidding. You can throw your groceries in it. Of course, your block heater, wire, all that kind of stuff. And you have a cargo liner cover. That's why the vehicle was slightly bit over $80,000 there. And of course, you can drop these seats down if you like to, based on the second row seating, of course. You can drop the second row just like this too. And in case you want to throw your mattress or something inside, it's going to be pretty easy. Power seats, and the second row seat won't come up. Third row seating will come up with that button right there. And of course, you do have a DC port as well. And the Buick mat is going to say Buick as well. Now let's just go to the Acadia Denali Ultimate so I can show it to you. It's a pretty similar setup overall. Space is going to be slightly bit more, but not a lot, just slightly bit more. And it's going to look like this. And of course, just the back looks a little bit less reclined in my opinion there. And the power seating setup, all that is going to be exactly the same there. Let me know your thoughts regarding that. All right, here we are on the drive of our Acadia Denali Ultimate. The first thing first that you're going to feel as soon as you jump in the vehicle, these seats are really comfy. Just make sure your massage is on, make sure your heated seats are on slightly bit, and you can have a good time in the car, right? It feels good. Again, as usual, GM massage seats, they're going to make a slightly bit of a noise there. That's going to happen there. But noise cancellation with the acoustic windshield and the front two windows, that's just amazing. It's really quiet. You can't really hear anything from outside. I can literally whisper inside the car right now if a baby is sleeping, and you can still conversate with your partner if you're sitting in the front row here, right? But let's just step on the gas real quick as we are doing it right now. There is a gradual increase in gears, 8-speed transmission, right? No jerking action, nothing like that. There is no lag. But of course, it's a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine. It's not a V6. We're trying to get more power out of a smaller engine. The torque is amazing, but the engine is definitely making a little bit of a noise. That's always going to be the case in these vehicles, in these line of vehicles, thanks to the California standards and EPAs there. There is nothing much you can do about it. But you know what? At least we can still enjoy the features that we have in this one. From the grille perspective, the interior perspective, it's going to provide you that feeling of richness there. That's always going to be the case in this specific vehicle there. Now let's just go on a highway real quick so I can show it to you how the vehicle handles at a higher speed. And I'll try to engage the Super Cruise as well for you guys to show it to you how that handles on the highway. And I'm going to try to turn on my Super Cruise here, which it is right now. So right now, currently in North America in 2026, you have almost 1.8 million miles of radius on our national highways, which is mapped out, and you can use your Super Cruise. So all you have to do is turn it on, which it is on, make sure the green light is on, and it's all good to go. And you can just turn the left signal here, and it's going to change the lane. And of course, it's going to do the same thing if you turn the right signal on as well. And it has the auto feature too. If it's set on auto, if the guy in front of you is going really slow, it can change the lane by itself as well. That's actually a pretty neat feature by itself. I'm gonna step on the gas real quick and see how it goes. Here we go. Lots of get up and go. Gives you that nice feeling of control too. Again, it's not a sports car. It's not trying to be a sports car either, but it has a lot less body roll than some of the SUVs that I have driven in the market. Now let's just go to the Buick Enclave and see how that one handles. So here we are in the Buick Enclave, right? Same idea, everything, features. And I'll have to tell you this thing, this car, even though it has the same laminated glass, acoustic glass for windshield and the front two windows there, this one actually feels more quieter than the GMC Acadia Denali. And I'm still not sure why, but there is one reason. There is one particular reason. It's the Buick fine tuning that they have been doing, to save the engine noise to come inside. Don't get me wrong, the engine noise has still come inside the cab, but it's not as much as GMC Acadia has. It's the same engine, same powertrain, everything. Both of these engines are designed to go 0 to 100 in 7 seconds there. Now, if I'll step on this one, it's the exact same idea, and it has some nice get up and go. Just within a few seconds, and I'm at a higher speed, and you won't really even feel it. And that's the best part. And same idea, just like GMC Acadia Denali Ultimate, not a crazy amount of body roll there. But yes, I do miss that big screen there. It's just a personal preference too. And I'm a little bit scared about this overhang that Buick Enclave has provided there. Even though it looks cool, you have the wireless charging pad and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, if I feel like, if I have my phone placed down here, there are high chances it will move away from it, depending on how fast I'm driving and braking here. But hey, I can throw my camera right into the space here, or I can throw my coins. So couple things. They both have nice about, one has the rugged look, Other one has the sleeker design, but the ride quality and everything feels good. Pretty much similar, except Buick Enclave is slightly bit quieter. Then that's my conclusion basically about these two vehicles there. The rest, I'll let you guys decide in the comments below. Do not fight with each other, just saying if you have different set of opinions. But let me know what you guys think about this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers in the next couple of months here. Thank you so much for your cooperation here. Bye bye.